Thank you, Mr. President. The next resolution is somewhat sad in a lot of ways because a historic young man is getting ready to retire. That's Dowell Taylor, who's been the band director at Jackson State University for a number of years. And I'll never forget the first time as we tried to progress the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade and competing against Atlanta and other cities throughout the United States. Went to Dowell Taylor, was the band director at the time, and I said, Dowell, could we get Jackson State in the parade? Now here we go with no money, can't feed them, can't get the buses, and we asked Jackson State to come, and he made it happen. From Jackson State coming to that parade years and years ago, it continued to grow. That's how we took over from Atlanta and Chicago and other cities. This young man has trained and helped so many young people. He has helped them stay in school, become success stories. And to go back one day, I met a tall gentleman, his father, a preacher. Reverend Taylor, I never forgot him. He told me who his children were and everything. I can see the goodness of where it came from. This young man loved the Lord. Dowell has been an example. If you go over there to Reverend Cameron Church, you see Dowell Taylor right there on that piano playing and the choir singing. He has always put God first. Now, even though he's leaving the Sunday Boom of the South, and we've had good ones like Dr. Liddell, and we can go to the Hollies. Dowell Taylor is special. When you talk about Honda Battle of the Bands and Ms. Mangum, and we've taken young people to Atlanta, and I don't care where they from, when they mention Jackson State, everybody in that dome will respect Jackson State University because they have the best band director in the land. I ask the clerk to please read the resolution.
Honoring and commending Mr. Dowell Taylor as an outstanding citizen, band director, scholar, and retired educator of the city of Jackson, Mississippi. Whereas Mr. Dowell Taylor, a distinguished native of Jackson, Mississippi, is a graduate of Callaway High School and Jackson State University, receiving the BME and MME degrees respectively. Mr. Taylor participated in the JSU Sonic Boom of the South Marching Band, Tuba section, and during his undergraduate years, he arranged current JSU theme song, Get Ready, originally arranged by John Paul Jones. In 1975, he received Best All-Around Bandsman Award. Mr. Taylor did further studies at the Doctor of Musical Arts program at the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music, Cincinnati, Ohio. And whereas Mr. Taylor served as Director of Bands at Mary Holmes Junior College, West Point, Mississippi, Kentucky State University, Frankfort, Kentucky, where he also served as Department Chair, and from 1984 to 1992 as Director of Bands at Jackson State University, conducting both the symphonic and marching bands. And whereas Mr. Taylor has received certification in music technology from the time in Pasadena, California, served as a grant evaluator for the Department of Education, Washington, D.C., computer literacy instructor for a federally funded prevention intervention after school program, a web designer, and minister of music organist at the Greater Mount Calvary Baptist Church, Jackson, Mississippi. And whereas in December 2012, he became Director of Bands, Assistant Professor of Music, and Director of Music Technology at Jackson State University. Since his appointment, HBCU Digest selected the Sonic Boom Marching Band as the top HBCU marching band in the nation. And whereas Mr. Taylor is married to Dr. Vivian Taylor, and they have one son, David. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Councilman Kenneth I. Stokes hereby joins with his council colleagues do hereby honor and recognize Mr. Dowell Taylor as an outstanding band director, scholar, and retired educator, done this the 28th day of July, 2015.
family members, all the family, y'all come on up. Everybody come on up. Come on. Come on up. You know, Daddy looking down from heaven. You know he's smiling. It's all right. It's all right. Come on. You all right? Dr. Taylor, on behalf of the city of Jackson, we would like to present you this resolution. Tell you thank you for working so hard and making this city a great city. We'll ask you to say some words of encouragement to us all. And I was going to tell you to try to introduce your family, but
to Mayor Yarbrough, President Priester, Councilman Stokes, and other members of the City Council, thank you for this most prestigious honor and recognition. Because of you today, I am steeped in humility. In the early 1960s, I grew up on Center Street, right off of Martin Luther King Drive, and attended Johnson Elementary School. I then moved to Wabash Street in Shady Oaks, where I attended G.N. Smith Elementary, Dowell Junior High, and Brinkley and Callaway High Schools, respectively. Upon graduation from high school, I was fortunate enough to realize my childhood dream of becoming a member of the famous Sonic Boom of the South marching band. At that time, little did I know that one day I would lead this great organization as its director. From very humble beginnings, my background as a youngster from the hood effectively prepared me to serve the Jackson community and JSU for more than 30 years with a permanent sense of gratefulness. This is why, as director, I would always set aside the time to have the Boom participate in the community-based Martin Luther King parade each January. I love that parade, for it represented to me a personal sort of homecoming, where I got the coveted opportunity to reconnect with childhood friends while simultaneously representing JSU and honoring one of the greatest men to ever walk the earth, Dr. Martin Luther King. Thank you, Councilman Stokes, for your commitment to ensuring the longevity of this event. In closing, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to my wife of 39 years, Dr. Vivian Taylor. Here she is. And in their absence, my son David, his wife Wessler, my two precious grandchildren, Amelia and Amber, my late dad and living mom, Reverend and Mrs. N.C. Taylor, unmatched members of my family who are scattered throughout this chamber. Raise your hand. My pastor and his wife, Reverend Cameron, in his absence, members of my church family, Greater Mount Calvary, colleagues from Jackson State University, members of the Sonic Boom and Alumni Association, alumni JSET organizations, and my many close friends. Thank you for your presence here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet the new director of the Sonic Boom. Amen. Mr. Roderick Litter, where are you? I saw my chair here a few minutes ago, and I see some colleagues, Dr. Thomas And the rest of you, thank you for being here. I certainly appreciate that. As you know, the boom is in good hands. I'm also grateful to my mentors in the field of band, Mr. William W. Davis, Mr. Harold Horton Sr., Mr. Edward Duplessis, Mr. Joe Goree, and Dr. Jimmy James Jr. for carefully nurturing my undergraduate years at Jackson State University. Finally, I am proud to extend a special note of gratitude to JSU's illustrious president, Dr. Carolyn Myers, who has been my #1 fan and supporter, and who has demonstrated her love for the Sonic Boom in many ways, including a significant increase in band scholarships, new band uniforms, and supporting my efforts to increase the size of the band from 128 members to 300 members in just 3 years. Thank you, Dr. Myers. As Dr. Joel so eloquently put it, retirement has already been a discovery of beauty for me. I've never had the time before to notice the beauty of my grandkids, my wife, the tree outside my very own front door, and the beauty of time itself. I will forever cherish this moment and this beautiful proclamation. To God be the glory. Amen.
President Smith. Doc, I want to just appreciate you. People in Jackson, I think they know exactly what the boom means to us. It's an institutional source of pride for all of us. It does not matter whether the football team is doing well or not. If the football team loses, our favorite phrase at the end of the game is, "But the band won."
You're right, Mr. Man.
I know it. So we appreciate that, and it's an amazing sense and source of pride. Not only as a mayor, but just as a citizen. When you go somewhere else and there's whether it's an HBCU or a majority university, it does not matter whether you're talking about musicianship, whether you're talking about choral marching, or whether you're talking about whatever. It doesn't matter. The boom can do it, and typically it does it better than anybody else. So we appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
To all my members of the Boom family, I just want to say that this was a very special day where I was honored by the Jackson City Council, and I couldn't help but think of all of our accomplishments as a Boom family, as a member in the band and as a director, and the help and all of the work that all of us have done to make the Boom what it is. I'm very proud of this proclamation, and I hope that you feel pride when you share it with me. For all of those who've gone before, kudos. Thank you.